Hello
Hi, Tales from the Shed.
again.
Tales from the Shed again.
So today we're going to talk about Haggitude.
We are. I've
What?
mentioned it before.
Haggitude?
What a great book this is, Haggitude by Sharon Blackie. And I love it because she talks about reimagining the second half of life. The difficulty is with this. Every page I go, yes, or something else. So we could be coming back to Haggitude
But
for
it
quite
is,
a few times.
yes, I think so. And it is interesting because it talks about the second half of life. Part of it is menopause.
Yes.
And I really hate the fact that we're really hooked on menopause as a society just at the moment.
Yeah.
But part of it is that. But the interesting part of that is the changes.
Yeah.
Changes that happen, not the hot flushes so much, but the changes that
happen
in wisdom
for us. Yeah. I mean, it's not just a change, it's a transformation. I think she makes the point in this chapter, which is called the alchemy of menopause, which is great. And she says, so, in olden times or whatever, when women got to menopause, well, if people got to menopause, if women got to menopause, that was the first thing. So we're living longer and all the rest of it. And then she talks about, so hold on a minute, you could be saying that, you come to menopause at whatever, as I was, done and dusted by 48. So it's like, so in that sense, I'm hoping 40 or 50 years beyond menopause. Yes. Or she kind of talks about it, how we're viewed by society as and in a menopausal state, and she's going, oh, come on, I don't think so.
No.
So it's not all about that. It is this moment. It's a 4-year moment, but it's like a kind of, that is a moment in time. And then you're in this wonderful period beyond it. But what I loved is, going back to alchemy, so she talks about this and she says, so there's 3 phases in alchemy. You have an initial black phase, and then you have white phase and a red phase. So what happens is the first stage, the blackening, the nigredo, the black phase, it's the longest and most difficult. And it says she says this is a bit like what she thinks menopause is. So alchemists believed during this stage the substance that is transforming suffers deeply. It is forced to shed superfluities so its true nature can be revealed. And so the goal of transformation, reduce the individual to her essence, strip her down to her most essential parts, and then all the dross, all the impure and redundant material is burnt away. And obviously, we mentioned hot flushes, it's kind of saying that. So it is a bit like that. Some people are doing that when you're in that moment of, that incendiary moment. This is what's happening. You're burning away the dross, and it's to reveal your true essence.
And it's true, because we have a hormonal level that's added to us. Because when we're young, we don't have it, and then we have it all through the years, and the mothering and the over caring and the lady forgiveness and all of those things that happen, that does burn away. And people say, oh, it makes us terrible people. It actually makes us very pure,
and it makes us who we are,
and it makes us very, very self-centered.
Yeah, and I kind of think, why not? Why not at this level? When we talk about the veil of hormones, and we talk about estrogen being the caring hormone and all the rest of it, we've lived under that veil for 40 years or so,
and it has been very useful, because we look after little ones, we look after families, we ensure that the species carries on, which is kind of the point. And then it's like, well, you're not really doing that now, so we're going to use your wisdom to help other people do that. So where we used our bodies to procreate or help other people, we're now using our wisdom
and our heart and soul. Those things, that's spirituality. But I love that thing, the substance suffers deeply, but you get rid of the dross. And I just kind of find that amazing. That really was kind of like a powerful thing to me. And I think that that's the work that we do. What we're trying to say is there's no kind of right answer here. Everybody has an answer for themselves, in that sense. So, and it is about taking that, you're burning away that dross to find who you are. And it may be that in that process, some of the people who know you find that a bit uncomfortable.
Well, that's true. And I think we always look for somewhere we can go, what we should be, what the ideal is.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that the word, excuse me, unmatched self.
Oh.
And I really like that, because we are unique. We can't match against someone else become that. We can't match here. We are unmatched. And what that sort of says is become your unmatched self. Which is, I don't know, but it's unmatched. So it doesn't exist. And it also means that there's a unique skill or set of skills or combination of skills that are going to influence the universe. And I think the other part is, if we are useful in society, we're bringing up children, we're earning money and paying taxes, blah, 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 whatever it is in society, that's useful. And then we reach the no use, where we just dribble about a bit and then we drop dead. Whereas actually what that speaks to me is the most important part of your life, the bit you're giving back to other people, to society, to whatever it is you believe in that lives in this world. You are now coming into your full power to help that go forward.
And it is that true essence. What is that true essence?
And what is it?
We sometimes talk about, you go back to who you were as a child, but with 40 years experience. So you're not the same even as then.
No.
You're discovering a little bit more about who you were and what your original kind of plans and dreams were, and your abilities and your true essence. And then you put together that 40 years of experience that you've had to make that enriched. But it does involve burning off a lot of the dross
and becoming something that is probably more useful in the world than what you did previously,
not least to yourself, actually.
Not least to yourself.
Yeah. And I think that's something, to think about in terms of like, what is the dross that I need to burn off here? And we've both gone through a process in the sense of you moved and you had to look at how you had it, that your house was, and now the house that you live in, and that's definitely caused you to burn off there's a lot of dross.
Well, there's a lot
left behind. There's a lot of it gone.
But there's an awful lot of things when you move that are interesting.
Yeah.
Because you just think, I've lived with that for so long, do I want to take it with us? And I think it's a good analogy for your soul, or whatever you believe a higher consciousness is, that this served me very well. Does it serve me now? So there's the dross.
And I kind of think, and for me it's the same thing, looking at the work that I'm doing and coming up with, who was the one that said magical work for magical pay?
Magical work for magical pay. Florence Scovel-Shinn.
Yes.
One of my favourite people.
That's right. And I kind of adapted it from her, and I just thought, I need to look at the things that I'm doing in my life with those two provisos. I want to do magical work for magical pay, and looking at the things that I was doing that I'd fallen into that served me very well for quite a while, and then I'd kind of not been able to let go of, because although it was just not fulfilling in any way, shape, or didn't fulfill either of those criteria, but there was a bit of fear, what if I give up? But then actually it's been such an amazing relief to stop doing it. I'm so happy. But so just look at your life and look at what is the dross.
Or if you're
burning off.
I was going to say, if you're feeling those symptoms, just look at it as like, actually, this is a really positive. It's a positive gateway.
It's a transformation. It's not just a change.